everybody, welcome back to the final video I'm filming here in Adelaide before I go back home. I have my chat time. I don't know if this is the demographic that would also be drinking chat times, probably not from the look of my analytics, but this is one of my favorite things to drink is a little chat time, an iced chat time, because it's so warm and over 40 degrees every day here at the moment. I just had a Fanta slushie as well. I don't know if that's a thing elsewhere. I don't know if that's just an Australian thing, but I love my Fanta raspberry slushie. Anyway, we move on. So today, my final reaction, which is just going up on Patreon. So hello, patrons. This is a extra pic from Andrew, and he says, "Hello, Kira. I know you've reacted to the Replacements album Pleased to Meet Me recently, but I would like to request their 1984 album Let It Be. I discovered this album in high school in the late 2000s, and it's had a special place in my heart ever since. It strikes a perfect balance between snotty punk and wise beyond your years maturity, and only their next album, Tim, rivals it on a pure songwriting basis. Hope you enjoy it and keep up the great authentic work you do." Thank you, Andrew. I'm really excited to give you a little, like a private link to the album request because Andrew hasn't been able to send one in. Really excited to see here what you requested for me. I hope we enjoy it together. We've listened to the Replacements before. Smokey sent through the Pleased to Meet Me one, I believe, which I did relatively enjoy. Didn't dislike it a lot, but didn't love it a lot. I'm wondering with this one if I'll like it a little bit more or a little bit less. This is 1984, Let It Be. Let's pull up the request because I want to see if it comes before or after what I've already listened to. Pleased to Meet Me was 1987. Oh, okay, so this comes before it, 1984, Let It Be Deluxe Edition, but we're not going to be doing the Deluxe Edition. So we're going to listen up to track 11. There's a whole disc 2 and 3, and disc 3 is crazy. Wow, the Deluxe Edition goes off. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. What the freak? I will dare. That's a bit louder. Okay. Spotify doesn't have the lyrics. This is super sweet.
How smart are you? How dumb am I? Don't count any of my advice. Any place or anywhere at any time. Now I don't care, maybe tonight. If you were there, I might
I like this. Oh my gosh, I always forget to bring my little notebook over so I can note down what I like and what I don't like. Whoops.
call me on Wednesday. Better still. Ain't no stress, so I gotta be in. Banging in cigarettes, loud dinner. Young are you?
Oh, these are the guys that had a little bit of like cheekiness to them, or a little bit of like personality on the other record. Pleased to meet me. Oh yeah, I don't know. Nightclub jitters, Valentine, shooting dirty pool, red wine. Yeah. I remember Pleased to Meet Me like was actually a little bit more kooky than I expected. So I'm not gonna let this song deceive me. This is a really cute track though. I remember there were some cute tracks on the other album too. It's a really easy listening one.
How young are you? How old am I? Let's count the rings around my eyes. How smart are you? How smart are you? How dumb am I?
It also feels a little bit more raw than the other album, which makes sense that came before it. really liked that. Favorite thing. I like. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. This one's great. I really like this one for the tempo. I feel like the lyrics are gonna go over my head a little bit, Andrew. I'm sorry, just because Spotify doesn't have them. I like the sound of this track though, come on. You're my favorite thing. You're my favorite thing. Yes. I think I like this more than I will dare. Oh, it's so sweet. Your favorite thing. You're my favorite thing, chat time. Oh my gosh. Yes. There's this certain guitar that's going like do 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 in the back, which really works well for me. I really love it. And then we have We're Coming Out. This one's a little bit messier. It does suit the title, We're Coming Out, to have this energy. Yep. I was just starting to think, oh, this reminds me a little bit of like punk music. And then they slow it down like this.
One more chance to get
Not anymore.
One more time to do it all wrong.
What?
One more night.
Oh, random.
Get it half right. One more warning. One more warning sound. We're coming out.
Ooh, we're coming out. We're coming out. Okay, songwriting. Oh my gosh. Okay, that song wooed me over a little bit in the second half for sure. And we have Tommy gets his tonsils out. Been in the hospital. Tommy's been in the hospital.
Open wide. The doctor's here. Everything is fine. Got nothing to fear. Strap
was saying, like this band is a little kooky. Like they make songs about really random topics. They're the I don't know band. I don't know. I like the yelp he's doing. Nothing to fear. Rip, 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 rip. What? Wait, I gotta Google lyrics. Tommy gets his tonsils out lyrics. Come on. What does that say? Tommy? Oh, you're gonna hear me typing. I'm sorry. I gotta go on Chrome. I gotta go on Chrome. Tommy gets his tonsils out lyrics. Oh my gosh, wait, we gotta pause as well. There's too many things going on. I'm one of those people that does not like going to the dentist. This is my worst nightmare right here, this track. No thank you. No thank you. They have actually very well summarized a very particular fear of mine that I'd never heard in a song before. Congratulations, replacements. We're Coming Out as well really like switched up in the second half and won me over. I think the first half of it, I found it a bit too messy. The second half of it worked quite well. That like slowed down and then that build up again was really fun. Favorite Thing was probably one of my favorite tracks on the record. I believe I'll come back to that one quite often. I Will Dare is just like a classic, good track, like a solid track on the record. It's a little bit more like poppy or straightforward track, which I just feel like would appeal to the masses a little bit more. As I see here, it does. It's got 20 million plays. I think Favorite Thing actually is my favorite track so far. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have Androgynous. Spangle. Let it be.
Wearing a skirt.
What?
Here comes Jane, you know she's sporting a chain. Same hair evolution, same build evolution.
Wait, first track was a 1, second track was a 1, third track was a 0.5, fourth track was a 0.5.
Androgynous, closer than you know, love each other so. Androgynous.
This was ahead of its time, this track. Wait, is this about like a dude who dresses in... Well, I gotta listen to it better.
Don't get him wrong, don't get him mad. He might be a father, but he's sure ain't a dad. And she don't need advice to send her. She's happy the way she looks, she's happy with her gender, and they love each other so. Androgynous,
Really?
closer than you know, love each other so. Androgynous, mirror image, see no damage, see no evil at all. Cupid dolls and your stalls will be laughed at the way you're laughed at now.
Back in 1984?
Something meets boy and something meets girl. They both look the same, they're overjoyed in this world. Same hair evolution, unisex evolution. Tomorrow who's gonna fuss? And tomorrow Dick is wearing pants. Tomorrow Jane is wearing a dress. Future outcast and then all lasting. Today the people dress the way that they please, the way they tried to do in the last centuries, and they love each other so.
Androgynous. I need to search up the lyrics again. This is not helping that I can't read the lyrics. So I'm trying to catch as much as I can. But I feel like I'm missing things. Closer than you know, love each other so. If you don't need advice, subtle send to her. She's happy with the way she looks, she's happy with her gender. And they love each other so, androgynous. Closer than you know, love each other so. Future outcasts and they don't last, and say the people dress the way that they please, the way that they tried to do in the last centuries. What a track to put out in 1984, damn. I'm a long way since then. In 2026. I expect that to be the most popular track on the record, damn. Okay, I'll talk more about Androgynous like in my break time. It's not really a track I want to talk about over the top of another track. I know that they have like out there topics, like, and it can be a bit random, but that felt really random. Black Diamond. Black Diamond. Similar to Favorite Thing, this one has like a groove to it, a drive to it, a little bit of attitude. Boom, 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 boom. Black Diamond. Black Diamond. Black. Okay, I felt like that was a little bit of a filler track for me. Didn't dislike it, but it didn't stand out for any reason. Just like a fun track, Black Diamond. Then we have Unsatisfied. I really love how this is starting. This is very beautiful. This is really nice. Wow, I love how like the last three tracks have all sound so different. Because Androgynous was mostly like a piano track from memory. Maybe I have to go back to it and re-listen. And actually,
Look me in the eye, then tell me that I'm satisfied. You satisfied. Look me in the eye, then tell me that I'm satisfied.
look me in the eye and then tell me I'm satisfied. What a beautiful tone. I like his grasp.
And it goes
Okay.
so slowly on. Everything I've ever wanted. Tell me what's wrong. Look me in the eye and tell me that I'm satisfied.
This is a beautiful track. I like this one a lot.
You're satisfied.
I love something that's like acoustically led with guitar. Such a sound that I'll always get around because of my dad. And he has a beautiful delivery, full of emotion. Beautiful. Satisfied. Look me in the eye. Satisfied. I'm so unsatisfied. I'm so. I'm so satisfied. I'm so. I love songs about like negative emotion because music is the main way that I've always dealt with my negative emotions. So songs like this, they are in my wheelhouse. They are my expertise. I'm so unsatisfied. I'm so unsatisfied. I'm so unsatisfied. I wanted to quickly read through the Androgynous lyrics like properly. I think here in 2026, living in a city like Melbourne and reading these lyrics, it's such a funny position to be in because like gender bending, androgynous like looks, transgender people, or people that are non-binary as well is such a common thing here in Melbourne. I know people that are these things, like personally, like they're in my life. And I have to sort of take myself out of it and go back to 1984 and be like, oh yeah, like it was a thing that was just starting to be like relatively accepted at this point in time. It's nice to see this band be so supportive. As long as no one's like hurting anybody, no one is doing anything evil, let everybody do whatever they want, which I do agree with. So I feel like to release this in 1984, it's quite incredible. I really like that from this band. It makes me like them a lot more. It's hard for me to know like how much of a risk this would be to say this and to put this out there in 1984. Also, the reason why I just needed some time with the track to like read through it properly was because part of me was worried that they were sort of like taking the piss a little bit. I was just like, I don't really know exactly what they're meaning by all this. I feel like I need to read through it properly to understand it. And it's sad that there's a part of me that worries that they're doing that. But just in 1984, I was not alive. I really don't know where we were at in 1984 in terms of anything. To read through it now and to be like, oh wait, no, it actually really, like to say mirror image, see no damage, see no evil at all. I think that really summarizes the point of like, you know, as long as you're not harming anybody around you, what's the problem? They both look the same. They're overjoyed in this world and they love each other so much. They're closer than you know, love each other so. Androgynous. It's really supporting and focusing like the love that's within this type of expression or lifestyle or like identity, and I love that. I really like the track. The track's very lovely. It's really nice to see that that is the most played song on this record because they do songs about really random stuff and it's nice to see something so important. I like that a lot. I don't know, the more I read the lyrics, the more I'm like, I really actually like this track, so I might change it to a 1, honestly. I did have it at 0.5, but I wasn't really sure about the track. That makes sense. It reflects in the 0.5. But also, I did like the sound of it. I just want to quickly re-listen to it. I just like don't really remember because I was so thrown off by the lyrics for a sec. But yeah, there's a beautiful like piano in there and it sounds quite different from the rest of the record, and I also like that about the track. It feels like a bit of a switch up. Black Diamond was a bit forgettable. I'm actually gonna give that a 0.5. And then Unsatisfied, oh my gosh, favorite track on the record. Unsatisfied, I love lyrics like that. I didn't actually read the lyrics, I'm just hearing them, so based off hearing them, to me it reads like talking to somebody you're in a relationship with and trying to tell them like how unsatisfied unsatisfied you are in the relationship, that they can't seem to recognize it or notice it in you, which is just so sad because that's meant to be your closest person in your life. It's like, look at me. Like, what do you see? Like, do you even know me? And I really like that track. He also had a beautiful, heartfelt delivery on it, a very emotional, raw delivery on the lyrics. And I love that about that track. Unsatisfied was my favorite track on the record so far. But I also really do appreciate Androgynous as a track. Damn. Okay. What a section. Apart from Black Diamond, that was like 2 bangers right there. Let's go on to the final section of this record. We have Seen Your Video. I like this intro. This is nice. Is this an instrumental? I really like it. I hope it is. Oh, I love 80s music. I mean, I love 90s music and I love 70s music too. I love music. This reminds me a lot of my dad. He would have been 19 when this came out. Yeah. Oh, it's an instrumental. I'm so in love. Thank you, Replacements. Oh, they really had to do that, didn't they? That's alright, I still like the track. It. Yeah, it could have probably done without. I mean, actually, no, the vocals at the end weren't too bad. I was just attached to the idea of it being instrumental. Gary's got a boner. Oh, Gary, I don't care. Oh. A song where I gotta Google the lyrics. Okay, come on, little Gary, get your head right. Come on, little Gary, get your head straight. What? You're gonna have sex with Madonna? That's the nice way of saying what they're saying. I paraphrased. What? Gary's got a boner. No, 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 no. You lock that door, locks that window. Tell your sister. You're gonna stick it to her. Yeah, you're gonna stick it to her. What? I'm so confused. I don't get what this is. I don't get it. I'm not an expert on this topic. I'm not going to try and understand these lyrics anymore. The least amount plays on the record. Gary's got a boner. Yeah, 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 yeah. Bow, 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 bow. And that's what I'm saying. They do some weird topics. Like, the concept of the record, or like the focus of the record lyrically just really switches. Gary's got a boner. I'm gonna give that 0.5. Sorry, Gary. Ooh. Beautiful. This is like a lullaby. I don't know what this track's about. I just love the sound of it. 16 Blue. It's about being 16? Let's look it up. A clear cry of adolescence. Being a teenager isn't that fun. And this song's about the more eloquent way to state that. Gotcha. 16 is the hardest age. If you're a misfit, it is. Although I'm beginning to believe if you fit in perfect when you're 16, 15, 17, you're going to tend to be a little effed up when you're our age, or in your early 30s. I was a misfit at 16. So, this is looking good on me. This is reflecting well on Kira. This little fairy. Oh yeah, I was not happy at 16. I relate. I was year 10, going into year 11. Actually, I started getting a bit happier towards the end of 16, but the start of 16? Oh no. Your age is the hardest age, everything drags and drags. You're looking funny, you ain't laughing, are you? You're mine if you want to. What does that mean? I'll be yours if you want to. Brags about things you don't understand. A girl and a woman, a boy and a man. Everything's sexually vague. Now you're wondering to yourself if you might be gay. Bow, bow, bow. Answering machine. I really liked that. 16 Blue. I like their sadder tracks quite a lot. So, Unsatisfied and 16 Blue. Answering machine. In a 1986 interview, Paul said, "There's nothing worse than calling somebody and getting an answering machine. I'd rather have the phone ring than have a recording say, I'm not here." Huh. I want this song to explode. I want it to go somewhere. If it doesn't. Yeah. Again, up there. It's like it's such a specific topic. If you need help, if you need help, need help, if you need help, if you need help. What is this outro? This is the weirdest outro ever. I don't know, this song didn't really ever go to where I wanted it to go, unfortunately. Actually didn't really dislike any track on the record. It was a pretty good like album listen. I even like Gary's Got a Boner, honestly. I wouldn't skip it. 16 Blue I really liked. I want to pull up that quote he wrote about 16 Blue actually. I think that maybe you reap the things that you didn't have when you were unpopular or when you didn't fit in. I mean, I certainly have gotten more in the last 2 to 3 years than I had when I was a teenager. You can't tell a person who's 16 that, because when you're 16 you don't think you're going to ever be anything or make it to anywhere. Cheerleaders and the quarterbacks and SHIT. They tend to be the ones that get married quick and get fat and work for the refrigerator company or something else. What a take. It's a lot of a generalization, but I can see his point. I can only speak for myself, but I do feel like struggling so much as a teenager made me a better adult. And for that reason, I can see what he's trying to say. I can't really speak for the other side. I never had popularity or like a lot when I was a teenager. I had very little when I was a teenager in many ways, like in nearly every way possible. Because of that, I think I'm a better person. But yeah, I cannot speak for somebody on the other side. I could see the psychology behind having everything given to you, having everything come easy means that you don't work as hard later in life. I feel like it's a huge generalization. For me personally, oh my gosh, my teenagehood, when I was 16, when I was 15, when I was 14, I didn't even like myself. That was definitely the main issue, was that I didn't like myself and I didn't like my life. I didn't like my friends. Actually, no, I sort of liked my friends because I do still have friends from when I was 15, so I still like them. It was a very hard time, and I do feel like I've only improved more and more as I've become an adult. I feel like adulthood suits me so much better than childhood ever did. I just wasn't really made to be a child. Part of the reason is this channel, honestly, and having this become my full-time job has helped so much. It's one of the main things in my life that's allowed me to be me, and for that I'm very grateful. 16 Blue makes me reflect upon a time where I didn't have much, and yeah, what he says, like, you can't tell a person who's 16 that you're going to get more later, because yeah, at the time when I was 16, I didn't think I was going to get anything. I didn't think I was going to get anywhere. 13 years later, I'm a completely different person, but I'm also actually the same person deep down. Like, that person's still there, and for that reason, because she's still there, I think it makes me a better person now, because I have that perspective of how bad things could be, and that helps me be so grateful for everything I now have as an adult, and I take nothing for granted. Truly, I don't. This channel, oh my gosh, my Patreon and my YouTube, it's just like the biggest blessing I've ever received. One of the biggest blessings I've ever received, actually. Thank you. Thank you. And I love the song. I think the song is super relatable, and it also, once again, is such a niche topic. It's such a specific topic that isn't talked about in music very often, so it makes it such a special song because you listen to it and you're like, yeah, true. For some people, being 16 sucked, and like that's a very like specific feeling you've picked out for me, Replacement, so I appreciate it. It's quite a few different topics. I mean, that's the thing. They go crazy with the topics, but some of the topics really land. Some of them don't. Gary's got a boner. But yeah, I think some of them do, like, oh my gosh, Tommy got his tonsils out. Oh, the dentist. I hate that topic. Just to summarize, loved Favorite Thing, Androgynous. I appreciate that track. Unsatisfied, and 16 Blue. I feel like those are the 4 tracks. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to this with me today. Thank you, Andrew, for selecting it. We've now done 2 replacements records. One from Smokey, one from Andrew, which is so lovely. So lovely. Now I'm all over this band. Give me another one. It's a 77.27. It's another between like 75 and 80 record. It's not a bad thing. I do feel like a lot of records end up sitting in this spot because of like what I get requested. People like cater it to my taste a little bit. They also send through stuff that's like relatively good, obviously, so it's not going to be rated too low, but it's also difficult for me to rate things really high because it has to have some type of like personal significance or just like wow factor. I feel like a 75 to an 80 is a pretty classic rating for stuff that I just find like quite significantly good and something I'll return to and that I did enjoy. So 77.27, the classics, the 70s. I will see you guys soon with another video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. All right, bye-bye.